if I told you the world doesn't run on money, power, or even logic, but on stories? Stories shape our lives, our history, and our future. They connect us, guide us, and inspire us to dream bigger. And today, we're diving into why. Hi, I'm Sean Platt, a lifelong storyteller, a chaser of ideas, and someone who spent years trying to make sense of life through the stories we tell. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, I'm so glad you're back. Today, I want to talk about something that's at the heart of everything I do, the power of imagination and why we tell stories. It's bigger than books or movies or even this channel. Stories are how we connect, how we make sense of chaos, and how we dream up better worlds. And I think that's always worth diving into. I grew up in a family business, spitting distance from a bookstore and 2 movie theaters. At home, we had cable and a mom with a VHS addiction. Seriously, shopping carts full of VHS tapes from Target. Stories weren't just in my life, they were my life. I am deeply in love with storytelling. Not just writing stories, but living them. Because stories aren't just how we connect to each other, it's how we explain the world to ourselves and how we leave a mark long after we're gone. But beyond connection, stories are also about possibility. Imagination lets us explore what's possible, what could be, or even what shouldn't be. From sci-fi epics that beg, what if, to satires that poke fun at life's absurdity, stories let us experiment with ideas without the risks of reality. They're the ultimate playground for the mind. Yes, stories connect us as individuals, but they also shape the entire world around us. The most influential moments in history, the movements that inspire change, the inventions that redefined what's possible, they all started with a story. Take Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Abraham Lincoln reportedly called her the little woman who wrote the book that started this great war. That novel woke millions of people to the realities of slavery and ignited the abolitionist movement. 1984 by George Orwell gave us words like Orwellian and Big Brother, ideas that continue to shape conversations about freedom and power. Incidentally, my mother grew up always talking about how she didn't want Big Brother to follow her and she was afraid of Big Brother and watch out for Big Brother. She lives on Facebook now. I think that's a very normal boomer thing. Silent Spring by Rachel Carson was the book that launched the modern environmental movement and changed how we think about our planet. Gene Roddenberry's fictional Star Trek universe inspired generations of scientists and engineers. Communicators, tablets, even the dream of space exploration, they all started in the imagination of a storyteller. Today, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done more than entertain. It's inspired conversations about identity and grief. Black Panther redefined representation in Hollywood, proving the global power and potential profit of inclusive storytelling. But it's not just big stories that change the world. It's the personal ones too. Anne Frank's Diary of a Young Girl is a simple story, told by a teenager, that's given generations a window into the horrors of the Holocaust. Through Anne's eyes, we don't just learn about history, we feel it. We understand what it means to hold on to hope when everything around you is crumbling. The opening montage in Pixar's Up is one of my favorite sequences in cinematic history. In just a few minutes, we see Carl and Ellie's entire life together. Their love, their heartbreak, and the bittersweet beauty of time. Millions of people were moved to tears by that scene because it reminds us how precious love is and how fleeting life can be. Stories help us process grief, find courage, and rediscover joy. They show us what it means to be human. Imagination isn't just a tool for storytellers, it's the key to building a better world. Every invention, every piece of progress, every great leap forward starts with someone asking, what if? The Wright brothers imagined a world where humans could fly. Half a century later, President John F. Kennedy stood before a nation and said, "We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things," sparking the imagination of millions and making history. Fred Rogers imagined a world where children's television could teach kindness, curiosity, and self-worth instead of just shilling toys to kids. That vision created generations of children who grew up feeling a little more seen and a lot more loved. Rosa Parks imagined a world where her seat on the bus was hers by right, not charity. That small act of defiance became one of the most powerful stories of the civil rights movement. Ada Lovelace imagined machines that could do more than math. They could create art, music, and more. Her vision laid the foundation for the digital age. And Greta Thunberg imagined a world where young people's voices could demand action on climate change. Her story reminds us that imagination isn't just about dreaming, it's about doing. So here's my question for you. What stories are you telling? Are you writing a novel? Sharing a memory with a friend? or just thinking about the life you want to build. Your imagination has the power to change everything, because the best stories aren't just the ones we tell, they're the ones we live, they're the ones we share. And together, I think we've got some incredible stories ahead of us. If you're ready to join this storytelling adventure, hit subscribe and stick around. And don't forget to grab your free copy of Americana by clicking the link in the description. If you have existential angst about the world and our nation, this book won't help, but it will entertain you. See you tomorrow.